Hello and welcome. Angela Meiritz-Reid here, Stampin' Up demonstrator based in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for joining me. This is my card for the Global Design Project, and the theme this week is tree. So I've created my card using the Beauty of Friendship stamp set. All the products I've used are available at my online store and are listed in the description box. A PDF tutorial is also available via my blog, and a link to my blog is also in the description box. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'd love to have you here. So to get started, I've got a Blushing Bride card base. So I'm just going to fold that in half, just crease that edge. And then the next layer is just a plain white one, and I've got this gorgeous paper which is the Gingham Cottage DSP, and it's just about 1 millimetre or 2 smaller. It's just to give a really tiny frame to that DSP. So I'm just going to adhere that with some glue. Just leave that tiniest little frame. It's hardly noticeable. And then for the back, you can either put dimensionals, or I've just got 3 bits of this card stuck together just to give a good flat base. Just a bit of a layering panel. And just pop that on so it's nice and even from each edge. Then the next layer is another basic white layer, and then the next layer on top of that, again just a really tiny frame to that. So this one here is embossed, and it's embossed with the Timber 3D embossing folder, and I want it to go that way so that the grains of the wood are going along that way. So I'll just bring in my machine, pop that on there, and my embossing plate on the top, and then just run that through. It's a great embossing folder, and I always think it looks particularly good on male cards too. Sometimes it's hard to think of what to use for masculine cards. And then once again just adhere that onto there with that really tiny extra white border. And then this is going to be adhered onto here, and I haven't got a small enough panel for that, so I'll just pop some dimensionals on. I always find those panels work really well with DSP, so that you don't get any sagging. But with this, it's a couple of layers of cardboard, so it should be good. And then once again, that's just going to go evenly into the middle there. And it's good to go. And then the next thing we're going to do is stamp these. The word dies that went with these, but they've retired, so I did foolishly get rid of them. So I'm just going to have to fussy cut these. So we want, in the Blushing Bride, to stamp this. And look, it looks brilliant, doesn't it? It's a lovely stamp, and I need the other one that I seem to have misplaced at the minute. Oh no, here it is. I put it away. Too eager. So I'm just going to mount that. Just take that off there. Stuck on really hard. Pull that off. And and stamp this layer over the top. So you just need to sort of get right on top of it so you can see where you want that to go. And actually that doesn't quite look right. Hold on, give that another go on this side. Ah, that is the right stamp. I'd stamped the wrong one. So this one here, I thought that was the case. It stamps light and dark because it's got that sort of etch look, and it takes the ink different layers, so it's fabulous for getting that look all in one hit. And then for the tree trunk, I've got this on here, so I'm just going to stamp that on there. And then so it is going to entail a little bit of fussy cutting, but with this here you don't need to cut right up around the top because that's going to be covered. So just do that so we don't need to go to all the trouble of going around those branches. And then I've got this piece here to cut. So you can, if you want to, just go around the whole piece and do it as one sort of go right round, or like I'm doing into the branches a little bit. This would work for any tree stamps that you've got. And if fussy cutting isn't your thing, then a set that has coordinating dies is a good idea. Swap around like that. So it doesn't take too long. That's it. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is just adhere that to there. So just with a bit of Stampin' Seal or a glue dot or something just to keep it in place. And I've popped it about there just so you can see a little bit of the branches starting. And then that is going to have dimensionals all over the back of that. It's well stuck down, and then just in that piece in the trunk, just going to pop on some of these. Might even just do half ones, just to make sure that stays in place. Right, so I can pop that on now. Like to get everything on as quickly as I can, sort of out of the way. I like dealing with things more than once if I can help it. So about the middle there, and then we need just got to put the sentiment on. Much for that, so hopefully I've got enough room I can just stand up, put that on there, and that's in Blush and Bright as well, just to keep that all nicely coordinated. And I've got my ribbon here to tie, and I've got my embellishments. So I will bring in my little guillotine. Rid of those excess pieces. I just want to trim that down to size. If you have a die that or a punch that will work. Looks okay when it's white on white. See, it's got the stamping on the back. It doesn't matter too much if it's not quite as even as you'd like. And then with this, I'm going to create double bow. So I'm just going to create a couple of loops there. Third loop up there, fourth loop down here, and I'm just going to wrap that round there, and tuck that tail in that loop that's wrapped around it, tie that in, pull that, then I'll just pop that over my fingers and I can sort of get them so you can pull in those, so you can get them till they're even. Just pull that out so you can sort of faff around with them to get them more even if you'd like. Sometimes it's quite nice not to have them even, just adds a bit of interest. So I want to pop a glue dot, I'm going to pop that about there, and then I want to pull those tails out that way and out that way. Actually I might have put that a bit low, just put that a bit higher. Trimmed off just a little bit there, and then thinking of you, I'm going to tuck that across here. So once again I'll use the small ones because they work really well, and I'll just tuck one here, and I'm going to pop another one on top of it so I get a really good amount of avoiding the knot, so it's not all squishy and lumpy. Pop that there, so you can see that clears that knot really well, and it's nice and flat. And then lastly I'm going to add these are gorgeous, these fancy for everything fancy sequins, and they've got lots of options in here. So what I want to do is add a little bit of glue, just a dot there and dot there, put one there, one up here, another one down over here. And take your pick tool, is brilliant for this, for picking out those fine little sequins, and then just dropping it onto there. And those pale ones are pretty hard to see, but you sort of have to hunt around in here for them. There are different, lots of, oh no, that's a white one. Just have to have a bit of a, oh here I can see one, they're really, see, that one. Really pale pink. See that? It's really pretty, sort of mother of pearly almost. It's got a really subtle little sheen to it. So I just need to find one more of those. This one there. And that is my card. So fairly quick and simple. So I hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.